Hello. There we go. Hello, SolarLune here. How's it going? Welcome. I am SolarLune, an independent game developer and programmer and stuff like that. I'm the creator of MasterPlan, which is a graphical project planning software. And yeah, welcome to my stream. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's everything going? For anyone who's new, I'll be demonstrating the program shortly if Go runs this. I'm having a little bit of an issue where Go is basically just taking a long time to run the initial project or to build the project, and I believe that's because I updated some things. Here we go. Okay, it has to. It looks like it updated maybe Go as well. Okay, there we go. It might have updated Go as well as the SDL version. Or something like that basically required rebuilding the project from scratch, and so that's why it was taking so long. Now it shouldn't do that, although now it gives me this nice little warning message, which is interesting. It still seems to work, so I guess it must be that either Go or maybe Go SDL, the Go port of SDL, updated. I guess it would be Go because I didn't update the SDL port myself. I didn't update the SDL dependency. Anyway, hello everyone, and yes, this is the software. It is a graphical project planning software. You can make things. It's mainly kind of tuned for game development, but you can use it for whatever you want. You can make little checkboxes, for example. You can edit the text right there. The program is local to your computer. It's not online. It doesn't require any accounts or anything like that. You can buy it and own it. Updates are free. And yeah, it's a very useful free-form graphical game dev project planning tool, as an example. Yeah, and it works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it's definitely going okay. You can put sounds in there. You can put images in there. You can put a timer in there. We would like to add another mode for the timer. So you can, for example, have a countdown timer that goes from some number down for certain tasks that you need to complete within a certain timeline. We added drag and drop ability, so you can drag and drop something onto your project, and then it's just loaded up there nice and smooth. This was the last time, and then we also added the ability to keep the maps. Let me back up. Maps are kind of like things for planning out areas or worlds in game dev. So for example, if you have a Metroid-like or an RPG or something like that where you need to plan out where things are in your game world, you can use a map for that. And in the last stream, we basically made it so that images can be placed on maps and they never go in front. But when you're editing a map, you can see the image behind as you edit it. So that's a nice little compromise. So you can actually, have a nice smooth editing, workflow while not also compromising on like placing icons and stuff for readability and visibility. CamZX says it looks so slick. Glad to hear that. That's the goal, is for it to be slick. Hopefully it will stay nice and simple to use. But yeah, that's it. So that's what we have so far. So I'm going to commit this stuff. Maybe work on countdowns, but we definitely need to add the ability to number checkboxes. That's definitely missing. And also movement of checkboxes using the arrow keys or some sort of shortcut. That would be good. Once I implement those two features, the timer and movement of tasks / cards, that probably would be good enough to kind of get this like into a build for people to test and try out. I think by default I'm going to make it so that this does not load old versions of MasterPlan, old versions of plans rather, of projects, but rather it just wants you to kind of keep your project in the current version of MasterPlan, only editable, keep new projects only editable in the new version of MasterPlan. Then once we get everything up and running and it's working well and it's tested, then we can kind of migrate old plans over. So this basically, what I'm saying is I would probably like to do like an alpha test of this new build, so that people can try it if they like it, because I do think it's better than the previous version, but it's not ready to load in all of your previous projects because I haven't implemented all of the task types and all of the systems that the previous version had, and I haven't implemented all the previous stuff that's necessary, and the saving and loading system is different. Like the way projects are structured in a file is different. So anyway, we'll get into that later. We'll work on that later. So card movement is important. Countdown timer is important. These are also important things to fix. Yeah. All right. So we'll work on this stuff. So this is done. Drag and drop images is done. Let's do something like this. Buttons for loading. Yeah, that needs to be done. So this is done. Buttons needs to be done. Could not create new tasks when double clicking. Okay, that's a project setting. So this is on the docket for today. These two. Maps should have a border around them. Yeah, that's important. Wheel scrolling should be more sensitive. 2-finger slide to pan project. Yeah, that's important. Okay. Different, yeah. Detect a, yeah. Okay, that's not that important. Okay. So yeah, anyway, this is kind of like the everything, the big part about this project, kind of refactor I've been doing, has been written down here. I guess that's right. Yeah, and so there's quite a lot of things to do. Note cards, that's actually done, so that's cool. Sound cards, that's done. That's cool. I think I'd like to add a volume bar. Image cards, that should be done. Line cards need to do something. I need to approach that. Okay, that's, yeah. So there's still some things I need to do. Oh, pasting images from the system clipboard would be good. That actually should be doable now. It didn't used to be, but let's see. It might be here. Toto's clipboard. Okay, this one is text string only, but there was another clipboard module. This is the same one. It's just the package thing. There's another clipboard module. I guess I'll have to... Is it this one? I think it's this one, yeah. For accessing text and image, PNG encoded images. So that might be everything necessary to do something like take a screenshot. I think you can... Like if you say, okay, I want to take a screenshot, copy to clipboard, then I could use this clipboard mod to basically paste it in. Now the thing about this concept is that, you know, MasterPlan needs to store the data somewhere, right? It needs to store it somewhere for it to load in. Like I could probably paste in the data, which is fine, but then when you save the plan, where's it gonna, what should it do? So there's two kinds of, I guess, schools of thought. One is that it could save the image directly in the plan, like encode it into the plan data. It could also save it as a temporary file in your temp folder, which doesn't seem like a good option because then if you restart your computer, it just will die. The image will not be there. And the third option is to basically save it somewhere kind of relative to the plan. I guess saving it in the plan itself would be the best option because otherwise there's just no way, there's no alternative. Like if you save it, save a clipboard pasted image on the disk, temporary, that's not going to work. In you know, some location, user configurable location, the user might not know it's there. So I feel like it needs to be saved kind of locally or in the file. So that's probably what we're going to do. So paste image. Here we go. We're going to put this over here like that. And then we're also going to say see this so that I can know this works. Probably need to save image in project file itself. this case. Okay. All right, so that's something that we'll have to implement. It's not too hard to implement it, I don't think, and we actually might be able to do that pretty easily. You know what? Maybe we should give that a shot. Well, let's do this. Pasting images. Well, because that's something that a couple of people asked for, and I think it's a thing that's getting more common. I think Discord supports it, and maybe other things. So it'd be good to kind of support it if we can. So that's a cool little quality of life thing we should be able to implement. We'll see if we can get it to work. Okay, so card movement is the kind of the number one thing we definitely need to do. It's been a couple of weeks or a week or whatever that I've been thinking about implementing it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So that's rather important. I will need to... Let's see. I need to undo this. We don't need to know what the undo system's doing anymore, and I need to commit the changes that we've made so far. Okay, so let's do that. Quit. All right, so we will save these, or rather commit these. Okay, so depth. All right, so depth or tasks can now be tasks now have depth. In which order they draw. Shadows and tasks only draw if the color contents color alpha is greater than 0. I guess that you can call that fix. What else? Fix, deserialize. Recreates card after size after copy and paste. Okay, yeah. So this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Let me get some music going. And then we'll keep it pushing. Actually, I was just kind of distracted for a little bit, but yeah, some music should be of assistance here. Let's get some classic VGM tunes would be good, I think. All right. Okay. All right, so got zoom. Okay, so zoom. All right, so that's also a fix. Images when added are half the size of the screen when zoomed in or out, not just size. I guess absolutely. What else? Map data clear. Okay. All right. What else? What is this? Rotate. Okay. Rotate, undo state after. Okay. Deserialize. Let's see. Actually, now I think about it, that might be better. I'm thinking. Thinking again. Thinking out loud. Let's see. Deserialize. Okay. Fix when map data. Deserialize. Let's see. Content array. Past data is of 0 length. Then the data is cleared. The end result should be that when undoing and redoing, the map data is cleared. starts clear. And any data outside of the map deleted. Okay. This is all very important. All very important. Hired. Yeah. But fix. No longer. Let's see. Behind. Okay, so that should be basically it. Let me do a quick search, new color. That's it. Oh. Yeah, return. There we go. Yeah. Alright, let's try that. That was image contents, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, cool. Alright, page. Sorting. Handle drop files. Oh, I didn't even know we added that. Okay. Files can now be dropped. Let's go back and actually tweak this a little bit. Page. Handle drop files. Fez Pastorino says, yo, how's it going? Or how are you today, dude? I'm doing okay, thank you. I'm a little tired, but everything's going alright. Thank you very much for stopping by, well appreciated. And welcome to the stream. The MasterPlan Development stream. Let's see. Handle drop files. Currently is just handling images. We can probably handle other things too. Let's handle audio files, and let's handle like text files. So for audio files, what we'll do is we just basically want to tell like, oh, is it a MP3 file? Is it a WAV file? And if so, then we just make it a sound. So we say else if strings.contains mine type audio. I believe that should be fine. Card.set contents. Content type sound. Save. Let's try that. Okay, that works. The size is incorrect, but that works fine. We will say card dot contents equals card dot set contents, or rather contents. We know it's the sound contents type, and then we can say minimum or ideal size. Default size. Okay, so we say card dot recreate. Does that not work? Not enough arguments. It's a point. Okay. Default.x, default y, default equals this. That doesn't work because it needs to be size, something like that. Now this works. There we go. Save. All right, let's give that a shot. Cool. Very nice, very nice. Let's. Can we get? Hold on. Can we get some classic dub mood in here? Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Let's get some ststyle.og. All right. So that works. Cool. We're good. Sound file path. It needs to be updated. I'm not sure if that's a that might be a problem with our content code. Let's check that out. Content struct. Let's see. Sound file path label. Edit path button. Okay, we clear. Add file path. Okay. File path label. So we never actually set it, huh? Set rectangle. Okay. Alright, let's see. Where do we get the sound file path property? File path? Load file, is it here? Okay, so we say sc.filePathLabel.set text. Sc well, I guess we can just get this file path. Let's do like that. There we go. All right, let's try that. See if that works. The ideal here is to just like bonk, and then edit path should say, "Yep, it does." Okay, cool. It's not this like file path box isn't perfect, but that's fine. It's doable. It's fine. That actually reminds me of something. When we're editing. Let's see, because the problem is that we can't, when we're editing the file path, like we're clicking and dragging here, we can't actually see where we're dragging. Like it is working, but we can't see it. So how can we solve that? Let's go to GUI, head to label. What we want to do is basically figure out how we're determining. Like, let's see, when we're drawing, we're editing. We have a selection. This is where it's drawing, and then this is the color. So the color is the menu color, which is not good in all cases. It works well for situations like this. That's fine. Also, this could be more opaque rather than 64. It could be 128. But like that's fine here. But here, it doesn't really work because the background is white anyway. So we want to do something else. We want to choose a different color. We could go for basically black, like the color of the text instead. But I like white here, but I don't like white here. So we could go with maybe a different color. I guess it would just be wise to go with the, because we don't know what the background is. So should we? I would like it to be automatic if possible. The highlight color also is not appropriate here. It's white, just like this is white. It should be a different color because you can't see it. It's the same thing. I'm talking about the same thing here. Let's try this. Let's try just going for the font color for now. Let's see how that goes. Okay, that's not bad, honestly. That's honestly not bad. Let's kick it back to 64 now that it's darker. I feel like we can kind of, yeah, not go so hard on that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's, I think, ideal. Okay. All right. What if we go ahead and switch it from, yeah, dark to light? Now it's going to be a lighter color. Yeah, that's cool. And this is also a lighter color. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually perfectly fine. Eboat Right says, "Hi, SolarLune. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing today? How are you feeling today, rather? Hope everything's going well. Let's go back and get some music going. Let's kick the audio back down because it's going to be loud otherwise. Just this instant screaming. Yeah, this is fine. Where's the audio or the volume at? Okay, could be a little quieter. There we go. That should be good. All right, so we're cruising. We're cruising. So that's good. That's good. What else? Oh yeah, that's what we're working on. So drag and drop, drag and drop. So that's working fine. Audio is working fine. If it's anything other than images or audio, we can just make it a note path, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. So we can do it like this. Otherwise, we can basically say we want the card contents to be note. And then I think it's os.read file. Read file reads the name file and returns the contents. That's everything. Reads the whole file. Okay, so we will read it from the file path. We don't care about the error because there should not be an error. Well, I guess we'll say basically if error is not equal to nil, then like let's panic. We can just send a message, I guess. Or no, not message. What's the event log? Can we just log the error message? Thank you. Otherwise, let's... Well, if error is not equal to nil, that means I didn't read the text. If it didn't read the text, then we shouldn't create the card. So let's do this. Something like that. All right. That should basically do it. We probably want to set the properties before we set the contents. All right, we're good. All right, that should do it. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. So let's try this out. So we have song file, audio file, OGG, okay, MP3. All right. Then we have what else? Can we have a graphic file? Okay, that worked. PNG. I don't know if I have any JPEGs or anything like that ready to use. But what if we put... Oh! It didn't work. Okay, let's see. Description as string. Interface is an array of uint8s. Why would it be an array of uint8s? Text is a... Oh, it's a byte. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to set it to be a string. There we go. All right, so then if we put in this LDTK file, it's just a JSON file. Still doesn't work. It is because it's way too big. 32768 by 32768. Understood. Yeah, that is too big. Okay. Okay. All right. So what this means is basically... Oh, eBoat right says, I'm doing great, thanks. I've been playing a lot of Zork lately with my sister. Oh, that's cool. It's a interesting game. Never, or Zork 1. Never played it myself. But I know it's pretty important in the history of gaming. So yeah, this is crashing because basically when we go to create the note card, which is the green card, which is this one, it's basically creating like a surface, and that's where the text is rendered. So when we type, it's nice and clean, nice and fast, when rendering, because it's rendering. It basically renders out the text, and then it just draws that rectangle. It draws that texture to the screen. Now the problem comes in because if we have a file that's really big, it's just an insanely large note, and the limit according to SDL2 apparently, is 32 by 768. 32768 by 32768, or possibly it might just be my graphics card that limits that. So in cases like this, what we probably should be doing, instead of actually rendering the entirety of the texture, we should be rendering to basically a texture the size of the screen and then scrolling more or less, right? So that, if you have a really big note that's, this big, it doesn't have to be bigger than, let's say, 1080p. 1920 by 1080, or whatever it is, 2560 by 1440. And then, it text, draws the text, and then when you scroll, it basically just draws it again, but pushes all the text over to the left or up or whatever. That's an idea. Yeah, I got to figure out what to do in this kind of a situation. I'm not sure. It's an intriguing situation that doesn't quite have a easy solution. So we're gonna write it down for later. That's just an issue that needs to be resolved. Note, or I guess card text cannot exceed 3268 by 32768. Whoops. This can happen if the text or file is absurd. Well, not even absurdly, it's just generally long. Some alternative to rendering text implemented. So I guess an alternative might be to, rather than render it to a texture, render it to a surface, an SDL surface, then clip that surface when actually rendering it to the screen. That's an idea. That's an idea. I gotta figure something out. I'm not sure exactly what we would do in that case, but I guess that's more of that's a different issue that needs to be resolved, that we do not need to resolve at the moment. Looks like this works otherwise though. I'm not sure why it's so vertically tall. So tabs, this font doesn't have tabs, apparently, tab characters, but otherwise it looks like it's working. So we can drop a go mod file and it does load it up. It's very tall for some reason. I'm not certain why it doesn't just like set the size normally. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, go some, it doesn't like that. How's the go sum so big for this? It's not even that big. I guess I'll have to figure something out. That's interesting. I'm running into an issue I hadn't considered, which is good because those are the kinds of things that needs to be resolved, and it's better to know that a problem exists than to not know that a problem exists. Because problems will exist. You can't. There is no situation where a problem does not exist. Could eliminate this type assertion. Oh yeah, why am I doing it this way? I guess we'll just say tight equals. Then we could just say tight. Pazarino says, imagine if a problem only existed in your mind. That would be an interesting problem. That would be an interesting problem that I mean, like, I think every problem, let's do it like this actually. I think every problem, I think every problem is kind of like Yeah, well, imagine if a problem only existed in your mind. I think that's the basis of a lot of interesting games and media and stories and stuff. That problems only exist in your mind and not actually, not really. All right, so that's good. We're chilling. We're chilling. Right. So this does work. That's what we were trying to do, is figure out, does this work? It does. We definitely. This is not under 320. It's so big. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so that does work. Okay, so what we'll do, let's close this. There's something I needed to do. Oh, the size. Yeah, the size of the file is always weird. Let's go back to this. I think we can do card recreate and then get the ideal size. Maybe? Let's try this. Card dot contents. Contents, no contents. Let's see. Default size. Label dot. Our container ideal size. Maybe that'll work. I'm not sure if this will work for basically displaying all the text, but we can give it a shot, see if it does. Does not. Might be able to get by if we do card.contents.update first. Nah, it's 8 by 32. What about if we do update and draw? Nope. Okay. So how do we know how big let's see how big the thing is? Ideal size. What about, let's see. Render result, image, text lines, image size. No. Ideal size would work, but that's just basically. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. What we want to know is. Fez Pazarino says, in such a situation, I would just calculate the longest string for the X and the size of the list for the Y. Yeah, but what I would like to do, I guess I could do that. I guess I could do that. Yeah, I guess that works. Let's see. Label line count. So there's no way to know how big it should be. A rect width or height of -1 means the label's rect size should expand to fill as necessary. Okay. Okay. What I can do is something like this. So let's say we did something like this, right? We set the card size to be absurdly big. We set the card type to be note. We then oh, we don't need that. We then we set the description, the note is created. We call update and draw. Then we get the size. We get the size, and we might be able to do it that way. This is a little bit of a roundabout way to do it, but it might work. Let's see. Where did it crash? When recreating, okay. So that won't work. Okay, let's do this. We're just gonna take the easy way out and say we're just gonna set the size of the card to be basically half the size of the screen. That seems like it seems sensible. It seems sensible. If you want it to be bigger, then you can stretch it down, but otherwise it's going to be basically the size of the screen. So we will go to where's contents at? Go here. Copy this. Yeah, that might be good. That might be okay. Also, should be content type notes. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So that should generally do it, I think. So we just say bonk. Now it's yeah. Oh, okay. So we want to recreate, I guess we want to call update and draw so that it doesn't resize the card we create. Yeah, for some reason it's setting the size when we don't need it to do so. What if... Yeah, what if we did it that way, actually? What if we did it this way? Yeah, why is it... It's so long. It should be like this size by default. So it's well, let's see. What's the size of the card? I'm pretty sure I know what's going on, but I just want to see. Recreate sets the width and height of the card. Okay. .480 by 480. Okay, that's... Okay, yeah. That's right. That's right. Okay. .480 by 288. Okay, that's the correct size, but then it updates the size because of the note, which we don't want it to do. I'm pretty sure it's doing it because of this. Yeah. So we don't want it to do this, basically. Okay. I gotta think about this. I'll be right back, because I have to... I gotta take a quick break. I'll be right back. Please... wait. Thanks. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright. So, right, this. So how do we approach this? If the label changes, I see. Like, we basically are doing this when the label changes, but we don't want to do it all of the time. We don't want to do it, for example, in this situation. You know what? Let's not even worry about this right now. We're gonna have to tweak this to some extent already, anyway, even, the way it is. So let's not worry about it. Let's just commit what we have and keep moving. All right, so we're why is this even? Anyway, I'm like, why is this even here? But yeah, okay, so we have this largely done. Excuse me. There we go. Alright, now let's move on, work on card movement. That's something really important that we need to implement. So the way that card movement worked, as I think I mentioned this in the last video, or last stream. But basically we just want to put in some sort of backing array or map or whatever where each card is, and then that's it. Basically, we just then can check the backing array to see if there's something above us, below us, etc., etc. Resolve won't be really good for this because Resolve works on a fixed grid. You can place stuff willy-nilly, so it just is better not to involve Resolve for something like this, I believe. So let's go ahead and do something else. Jacob Merrill says, "Hey, hi, hello, welcome to the stream." Yeah, so we're just gonna go to page, and then we're just gonna make a backing kind of collision detection kind of thing. Oh, I already have this grid. Okay, so put is gonna put a card on a grid. So cards is this. Okay. Okay, so the general idea, 2D box overlaps test, no, that's, like a 2D box overlap test would work for, you know, if a card is next to a card individually, but you can't do that for, like, every card. You have to have some sort of, like, that's okay, but I feel like it's faster to, like, if you do a 2D box overlap test, you have to check one card or one object versus every other object. It's better to put the objects in a backing data can't think of the word, like a data structure, and then you can basically just check the object below you or above you or to your left or right or inside your current space. You know, you don't have to be restricted there. Yeah, like a KD tree or something, I guess would be good. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now, though. I'd like to get it working first. So when we place a card, we want to convert the card's position to coordinates, and then place the card in an array for each point in that coordinate. Okay. Well, keep at it. Your work is amazing. Gotta go. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And thanks for stopping in, even just to say hello. Well appreciated. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a point. It's gonna be the card's position like that. And then we basically say I guess actually it would be better to do it like this. For y, I guess it could be x or y is equal to card.rect.y, y is less than card.rect.h, y plus plus, or I guess actually plus equal grid size, or x is equal to card.rect.x. Alright, so this is not going to work either. I'm typing this out. This is not going to work. We need to basically convert a card position to a rect. Actually, not to points. So it will take a card and return a sequence of points, a list of points. This we want this, but the issue here is that we want to basically lock this to a grid, so it would be something like this. Okay, so we're taking the Y position, we're dividing by the grid size. You know what? We're not going to really worry about converting it to, like, the point can just be like -1, -1, -2, you know, -1. Like it could be grid based. It doesn't have to be pixel based. So let's just do it like this. We're gonna round off. I guess it actually could be just flooring. We're gonna floor off the position divided by the grid's size. And then we're going to say it's less than this. You know what? Let's do it this way. Because the point is, yeah, floor 32s. Okay, so we say basically we're returning this. Something like that. So then we say basically for y is equal to grid.lock position card.rect.y. It's less than lock position plus card.rect.h, and then we just say plus plus. Okay, that's better. Then we just do the same thing over here, but with x this time, and that's it. Underneath that, we return points. Alright, now when we go to card, we can keep these open. There we go. Now we go to card. If we reposition it, we might be good to do it here under lock position. We'll try that. So we'll say card.page grid put card. Okay, let's try that. So bonk. Can't tell if it's not working. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's not. All right. For blank point in range grid dot convert card position to points card. And then we'll just go like this. I don't know if we need both of these, put and convert card to positions. I guess we'll just kind of put these both in the same thing. Because it's, I don't imagine we'll need to. You know what? No, we will need this because yeah, we will need this ability. So we'll leave it like that. All right. Okay, seems like it's working. So we got 1. This is X and Y. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 on 6. This is dead center, I think. That's dead center. Okay, so we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 0. We will convert -0 to, well, I'm not sure if, yeah, we'll make sure if we'll do something like this, I guess, just to make sure that if y is equal to -0, so that we don't have any negative issues. I think that could happen, could be a problem. Okay. Alright, so we got 0, 1, 2, 3, or I guess it's this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, or 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2 on 0 and 1. If we move it over, down and right, now we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on 1 and 2. So this is working. This is basically telling us what cells our cards occupying. That's what we want. And zeros are all unsigned in a sense. They're all positive, I guess you could say. Alright, cool. So this is what we're looking for. So now we just basically say points equals a pin, points XY. And then we go over here and we basically say for point in the conversion, we just say grid dot spaces point equals append. All right, and then card, yeah. Now, we want to basically say if it doesn't exist, then we want to create the array that backs this. Something like that. And then also we want to remove the card from the spaces. We want to remove the card from the spaces that it used to exist at and put it at the new position. So to do that, we should store on the card its list of points. Grid points. I guess we could put this on the grid itself too, like past grid points. If we put it on the grid itself, it would be a map of cards to arrays of points. That's okay. We'll put it here. All right. So then, when we call put, we do this. We put it here, and then we say card.passGrid points equals append point. Then we say for point range card.passGrid points grid.spaces point. You know what? Let's do it like this. Yeah, something like that. Oops. Grid dot at point. Yeah, I guess I can't do it that way. All right, well, never mind then. So we'll just do this here, I guess. No, this must exist. These points must exist. Okay, so then we just say basically for point in, and Absol says hello, hello. For point in the past grid points, we wish to remove the card from each point. Then we say grid.spaces point equals append up till I, and then from I. All right, that should basically do it, and then we break out of that. So we break out of this loop, we go to the next point. Okay, this should basically work. All right. So this is a little bit of a is kind of complicated, but I think a little complicated, but it should work. So put, okay. So can we print out card.page.grid.spaces? So at the core of it, this should all basically, yeah, let us know where this card is. So here's the card. It's 0xC000192-0E0. So this is it. Now it's currently at -8, -4 through 0, -4. If we move it over here, now this list is empty. I guess it has a nil in it. Yeah, so now the object has been moved to 1 through 9, -3. Okay, cool. But you see the problem. There is a problem. We're putting nils in the list. The list should not contain nils. That was the point of attempting to cut around it here. This should be I+1. That's what the problem is. Yeah. So now you see it's -8, -2. There's the card there. -8, -2 through 0, -2. But then when we move it down, now we have -8, -1 has the card. -7, -1 has the card. -6, -1 has the card. But -6, -2 is just an empty list. And that's important because that way we don't have to basically recreate another card and all that. If we create a new note, for example, you can see it's overlapping here. It should be overlapping. And there is some overlap. -1, -1 has both cards. What else? -1, -2, -1 has both cards. Okay, so we're good. -2, -1, -2, 0, 0. Yeah. Cool. So now the core idea of this, I believe this is working the way we want it to. Now we basically want to know, can I get basically the cards at this position, X, Y, or X, Y, yeah. We can just do it like this. It will give me a list of cards, and then we just basically say this is what this was supposed to be. Never mind. Yeah, cards at point. So we just say, give me a point. Card. It gives a list of cards, and we just say, okay. If existing, okay. Cards equals the pinned. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do it like that. Okay, this should work. Epsalt says, is it possible to connect two cards with text like an investigation board that you see in crime series on TV? You can connect them, yes. Well, in the original master plan, you could do this with the line task. In this, you would do this differently, but yeah, you would be able to basically like create, notes or images or whatever, and then like link them through some sort of geometrical, like some lines. Or nodes or something. It would basically work the same way, yeah. Maybe push pins. That's an idea. I have to think about that. That feels very physical, and it feels like it could work, but at the same time, it's kind of what I had already with line tasks, and I don't want to do them again if I don't have to. I feel like there's better ways to do it. But yes, the answer to your question is yes, you'll be able to do what you're asking. Okay, so this is working. So, I believe. So, if it's working correctly, then we should be able to do something like... Let's see, would it be an update? Might be an update. Yeah, okay. So, if it's working correctly, then in update, we would basically say... if card.page.grid cards at point you know what, let's make a function for this. Page grid. Convert card position to points. I guess this is just this. Okay, so we don't need this. All right. So here's the plan. So this gives us a list of positions that the card occupies. What we want to do now is basically shift these positions down by 1 and see if there's other cards there. So card.page.grid.cards at point. I guess add points, and we could just pass a list of points, and then we just say basically for point and range points. Yeah, that kind of works. Absol says, can you show me how that looks later? I want to buy MasterPlan, but I need that feature. Sure. So basically what MasterPlan, I think I thought I had, maybe I don't have it showing, but basically like if you have a, let's say you have a plan, this is the old version of MasterPlan by the way. So you say like, oh, I need to create, you know, I don't know, a costume for player character. Let's say you have to animate the player character. Let's say you have to create sounds, right? But then you say over here, you're like, okay, but I also want to be able to like punch out an eagle. And then you're like, okay, I create a line, and then you create a line from here to there. Like, you know, you can link them. They don't do anything. You can't link like linking doesn't do anything currently. But you can create lines basically going from one task to another, and you know that works fine. Is it perfect? No, it's buggy, but that's the entire point of a program in early access. It's under development. Like I'm working on it. So you can basically just create a visual link. Currently, it's just visual, but in the future you'll be able to say, for example, you know, doing this task is linked to these tasks. So, you know, in order to create sounds, you have to, you know, do this stuff that you have planned. Whatever. And then when you finish these, then this would trigger. And it kind of works like that already with other things, as you can see with just a plain list. This works fine. So this task, creating a costume for the player character, depends on animating and creating the sounds, let's say. Or not, you know, depending on how you indent the task list. And that's what I'm working on right now. And the new version is this system. So you can be like, okay, you know, moving these tasks over, makes them dependent on each other, or makes them numbered. That was a cool feature in the existing version of MasterPlan. That's not yet in the new version, but it is working, or rather will be working in the same or better way, basically. All right. Absol says that's cool. That it is visual. I wanted to use it to organize information, like directing the reader to a definition of a word. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, lines would be useful for that. in the future there'll be everything feels better in the new version of MasterPlan. Like in comparison, going back to the old version, it's a little clunky. This one feels pretty solid, so I'm happy with the way it looks and works and everything. It's just a matter of actually, you know, getting it to work and getting it to feel good. Okay. I'm gonna buy it now. I'm excited for the new version. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really do appreciate that, and hope it works out. Hope it's everything you need it to be, and it works satisfactorily. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, okay. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Okay. So, added. Okay, added. All right, so this is a little complicated, but I think it should be working correctly. Oh, I see. So then when we do this, we say past grid points. Okay, so after this, we say card that past grid points equals an empty list, an empty slice rather, and I think we're good. So we can see basically where it is currently by looking at this list here. So it's 1, -5 through 9, -5. If we move it here, now it's 1, -4 through 9, -4. That's good. So now we should be good to simply be like, all right, what if we were to simply convert the card position to cards to points, and then we'll add a basically delta. That way it's not too hard. We'll just say plus delta x, oops, y, plus delta x, plus delta y, plus delta x. Okay. Now we can go over here and then be like, okay, I want the basically positions, we'll say below is this. Actually, let's do this. Page that kid. Actually, before we do this, let me see. We want to probably do this only when you drop a card. Lucretia says, what up? How's it going? Hello. We probably want to do this only when you drop a card, I'm thinking. Lock position. So it might be best done here. Bruh. Oh, I guess we just, how do we want to do this? You know what? Just do it like that. Alright, yeah, I just want to see. Alright, so locking happens when we drop the card, so I think that's probably when we want to do this. So we will move this down here. We will say func card, set up neighbors. Seems like a good name for it. Card set up neighbors. And then we'll do this. So we say, for example, okay, we want the any cards below us. So we can say, for example, give us the cards at this point. And we want something like that, but with an additional one below us. This can be grid. Line below. Okay. Absol says the NS-DOS theme. Yeah. That's something I need to do in the new versions of MasterPlan, or current versions. A current version of MasterPlan is re-implement some of these themes, because I only have a couple in the new one currently, but in the old one there were quite a few themes. Some of them better than others, and this one was just ugly as heck, but it also kind of like slaps from a very old familiar standpoint. Anyway, yeah, so let's see. This should basically allow us to do this. So yeah, second, first. Okay, so let's say, for example, for card in range below, let's print out the card. Just do something simple like that, and we should be able to basically see like it's working or not. This needs to be converted to. Position needs to be like this. Plus dx. Plus dx. Convert card position 2 points. Converts the cards rectangle. Grid points. Absolute points. Okay. Card rect 2 points. 2 grid. There we go. Cool. Alright, so cards at card rect 2 grid. There we go. Okay. Love that you can move with WASD. Yeah, it's important, dude. That's one hand on the keyboard, one hand on the mouse. Ideally. Okay, so this should be working. So there's nothing below us, right? But if we have a new checkbox here and we'll say this is second, then yeah, when we click on this, now we see I it doesn't show second because the properties list is a map or whatever. That's fine. But it's working. So we can see this one below. This one is below, and so it's seeing this one. This one is below, it's seeing this one. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's working. So here's what we're gonna do. Because we still have to implement the numbering system. Ugh. We still have to implement the numbering system. And the way that I was originally going to approach that was basically to draw a bubble. Like here, for example. Like a little white bubble, and then it would say like 1 point, you know, it would say nothing. And then if you put something like this, then this would say 1, this would say 2. If you put something like this, it would say 1, 2, 2.1, 2.1.1, 2.2, 2.1, 2.1.1, 2.1, 2.1.1, 2.2, that kind of stuff. It'll make more sense when we get there, but I feel like that's good, because then you'll be able to see at a glance, like, okay, this is, you know, how it's numbered and everything. Yeah, let's do that, because that's a pretty indicative, it's pretty important. The second thing I want to do that I haven't done that would be cool, now that I think about it, is make a stack system. I think I did kind of have a start of it, but I probably need to like hardcore do it more definitively here. The idea is basically if you have a stack like this, it's defined by, well, a stack is defined by multiple cards. So you have, you know, 3 cards in a stack. If you move 1 card out of the stack, the rest of the stack should move up. Conversely, if you have a stack of 2 or more and you move a card in here, for example, it should move the rest of the stack down to make room. That would be cool. That would be very, very neat. And this is a key component to MasterPlan and what we're doing right now of implementing this, you know, where is a card system spatially. That's a key component to making this work. So this should work. So this actually is going to be setup stack. And we're going to make a stack class or a stack struct. Specifically for this. The stack will be, I guess, we'll say the head is a card. And the cards the cards contain, well, I guess the head would just be the first card in the stack. So we're going to say something like this. It's going to be an array, or slice. Below. Above. Head. That might be good to start. So this is kind of the concept. Yeah. So now, how this is going to work. Absol says, I can move while a card is picked up with the mouse. Yeah. Yeah, that's important. It felt weird otherwise. I feel like the CEO. What? I feel like the CEO. Just you can do everything. I mean, but yeah, dude, it's supposed to. It's gotta be like, it's gotta be tight. It's gotta be legit, man. You gotta have control. It should be like, it should be as fun as playing a video game. It should be as smooth and easy. It should be, simple. It should be smooth. It should be, controllable. That's the point of MasterPlan. Okay, so this is also, we don't need to print all this out anymore. Yeah, we don't need this. Lucretia says, I like that philosophy. Yeah, I mean, video games are like the peak of game feel or feel. Like when it comes to apps, like usually video games are like the maximum. You know, mobile games, you know, desktop, PC games, console games, whatever, portable games. Usually the games are at the top when it comes to like control. They're usually at the top because it's like, oh yeah, you have to have animations, you have to have particle effects, you have to have, you know, shadows, you have to have you know, clean UI, you have to have all this stuff, and you know, a good game usually has good UX, a good UX. Usually, it's not all the time, but usually the user experience is comfortable for like really fun games, because the moment-to-moment gameplay consists of, you know, pushing buttons to make things happen or tapping things to make things happen. So the UI usually is clean. You know, there's usually feedback. There's usually a smooth experience, and it should feel smooth. It should feel like, you know, you have control over your data, you have control over what's happening. Apps should be fun, yeah. And that's what MasterPlan is trying to be, fun. I didn't save it, okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do here, we have to set up a stack. So the idea here, if I can break out MasterPlan, the OG version, because I don't have whiteboards here. Also, this theme is, once again, god-awful. Let's go with black tie. So the idea here, let's bring out the whiteboard. The idea here, that's the core problem or issue, concept. We have a task, right? Boom, we have a task, and you know, it's defined, it's doing something, or it's there. If we put another task here, we're defining a stack. Yeah, we're defining a stack. So this is, you know, 1, this is 2. Now, when we put the second one there, it calls setup stack. It should basically look above, see that this one exists, and be like, okay, I'll use your stack because I'm in your stack. It will add itself to the stack, which I guess that would be a function. And then it also should basically order the stack according to the vertical position of the card. So, you know, this is 1, this is 2. That you know, you just adding the card to the stack is automatically ordering it. But this is important because when we remove a card, it should reorder the cards, and then also like automatically, physically, spatially reposition them to be ordered. So this is cool. So we have stack. We're adding a card. So stack.cards equals pin stack.cards card. We also want to reorder. This is going to be called after removing a card from the stack. Stack.cards equals inside the cards up to I plus 1 out stack.cards I equals nil. But then also we want to call reorder afterward. So you add it. There's a stack. Index would be good. Okay, also something like this would be good. Okay, Also, let's see. We'll put numbering in here, I guess. So the general idea is that basically you have like, numbers. Yeah, I guess we'll say the number of a card will be here. And we will place that, or put that as a list of integers. That seems to make sense. So we're going to start with 1. Then we say basically if card dot. Oh, it's like that. If card dot. I guess we'll say the indentation is stack dot head dot rect dot x, and then we say if card dot, and we could actually say stack the cards 1, so we don't have to start with the first one. Whoops. All right, so then if card dot rect dot x is greater than indentation equals card dot rect dot x, something like that, and then we say numbers. All right, so then we say we want numbers to be appended I. Okay, let's say if card is equal to card, then return numbers. Alright, so this is a general idea. So we say indentation is right. Okay, so numbers. Else if stack card dot rect dot x is less than indentation, then numbers. Let's see. Oh, I'm doing this the wrong way, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing this the wrong way. We probably should do this from the bottom up. Like, basically, if you're on this, let's say in this example, let's say you're something like this, right? Boom, 3. This is 4. Whoops. This is 4. Let's say this is 5, and then this is 6. So if you're on 6, well, let's say you're on 4. Let's say you're on 4. That's fine. So if you're on 4, it should basically it could do this a couple ways. It could basically say, okay, let's find the card in the stack, the index, then let's move up continuously in the stack. So it says, okay, you're at this card. So then it says, okay. Let's say this is 0, so it's like, okay, this would be 0, this is 1, this would be 0, this is 1, this is 2, this would be 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, right? So basically, if we were to do this the correct way, rather, let's say this is 1, so then it's like, okay, there's another one above me, so this is now 2, this is 1, there's another one, this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the head, we're done. Cool. Now, in this example, though, we say, okay, but this one's an indented task, indented card. So it says, 4, 3, 2, 1, but then it says 4, 3, 2. This is indented. So instead of this being 2, this should be 1.1. So 1, 1.1, 2, 3. So I guess another way to think of it is something like this is 2. All right, let's say it's something like this, right? Something like this setup where you have 6, 5, 4, just these 3 cards. So it's like 3, 2, 1. So it's 3 or 1. Okay, here's a card. So this is now 2, 1, 2. But here, this one's indented backwards. So now this is no longer 2, or this like 1, 2, 3. This is no longer 2. This is now rather 1.1. This is now rather 1.2. So when it indents, all right, let's do it. Let's do it the other way. I think it's better if we do this the other way. Yeah, let's do it from the head down, because the head is going to be the base indentation. So we already know basically. Yeah, we're doing this the right way. Yeah, we're doing this the right way, I think. I'm sorry. Trying to see how much time I have. We're getting a little close, but yeah, I feel like we can definitely get this working before we go. So this is the basic indentation. We indent as we go down, and then we pin the numbers. I see. So we don't want to do this otherwise, right? Because it's 1. That's what we want to do. Okay. Yeah. So 1. 2. 1.1. But the indentation. How does the indentation work? Numbers. Oh, okay. It's just this. Something like all the balloons. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. We can just actually return numbers here. Okay, so this should give us a general idea. Now this should give us a general idea. So now what we need to do is basically say, if there's a card above us, then we want to belong to its stack. So by default, each card has its own stack. Yeah. So we say basically above is the card directly above us, and then we basically say if length above is equal to 0, or let's see. Yeah, let's say it like this. For card in range above, if card is not equal to card is not equal to card, if next is not equal to card, then we will say we're going to yield to its stack. So we say card.stack. And we actually have to make this here. Stack. There we go. Card.stack equals above.stack. Or next.stack. Otherwise, let's do it this way, I guess. Card, then card above is equal to next. We break, and then we say basically if card above is not equal to nil, card dot stack is equal to card above dot stack. Otherwise, card dot stack equals new stack. Okay. Cool. And then we can say card dot stack dot add card dot stack or card. And then we say card dot stack dot add card. Okay. Card above is not equal to nil. Okay, so we say if card dot stack is not equal to nil, then card dot stack dot remove card. Yeah. All right, so that should be basically what we're looking for, I believe. Okay, so we're good. So here's a card. We'll call this first. Here's another card. We'll call this second. Second is now in first stack. Second and now, okay. It was out of there. Let's see. The index out of range with length 2. Okay. For I in range stack dot cards, if card is equal to C, I is equal to nil. That doesn't work because okay. I think probably, yeah. We say basically if for card in range card stack dot cards, if C is equal to card is equal to C, then we want to return. Otherwise, yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so I think we're doing good. We'll do this now. We will say, where's the draw function? We will say I'm gonna just do this real quick. We're gonna say if card dot dragging, then yeah, just that one little change, that if it's if we're dragging a card, the shadow is deeper. That does not work that well. I like the idea, but it doesn't work that well because basically the card doesn't move, the shadow does, and which is weird because it's like you're not really moving the card, but then also the shadow is no longer really an indication of where the card's going to be. So never mind, that's a bad idea. Oh, whoops. Okay, so now if this is working correctly, and I think it is, what we want to do is basically now. You know what, let's do this the easy way. We're going to make the numbering system that we were thinking about, but basically it's going to just be the number of the card in the stack. It's not going to be the numbering of the card, but rather just the index of the card in the stack. So we're going to basically say down here, no. Not draw shadow, not draw a card, it's going to be draw contents. We're going to say we would like to, can we do this? We'll do it this way. I don't have Steam, so it's going to take a couple seconds to open. We're going to draw a little icon and then put the number in there. That's it. Can we get... Alright, so I'm thinking a little diamond. I guess I could just take like I guess I could just take this like yeah, I guess I could just take this shape actually. This menu, rotate it. That will look like trash, never mind. Let me just draw a small diamond. Something like this. There we go. Cool. That might not be big enough, but we'll see. So we say basically if length card.stack .cards is greater than 1, then we will yeah, let's just copy this. Source is gonna be this. You know what? Let's move this somewhere else. I don't want it there. We will place it over here. 480, 48. And then we want this to be something like something like this. We want to be 16 by 16. We want the position to be card.rectx, or display rect rather. Alright, let's try that. This is not going to work. I need to translate it by the... Yeah, this is not going to work. I need to translate it by the camera, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Card.project.camera.translate rect dest equals. Let's try that. Working? Okay, so it is working. Let's see. So then the position might not be right. Card display rect X and Y. Yeah, that's right. This is draw contents. That's the last step. Last step, right? Draw contents. Yeah. All right. Translate rectangle. Yeah. Source is correct, isn't it? Or did I? I didn't say that. Okay. I think I should do it. All right, there we go. We see the little diamond. We would like it to be over. Let's move it over by grid size. We would also like it to be white and not this font color. So we will set color mod. Yeah, it will be get color. Get theme color, GUI menu color, RGB. All right, this should get us pretty close, Better. All right, so then when it's there, it's there. When it's not, it's not. Okay. We might want to put it at the end of the box. That's an idea. I feel like here would be either here, because that just wouldn't get in the way, or maybe here. But I feel like here would be good. Would be best. So let's put it there. We will put it there. Display X minus 16 minus 8. Also, we only want to do it for completable cards, numerable cards, which is completable cards. So really only for checkbox contents. Alright, we'll do it like this. Because completion is that important, we'll do it like this. Complete, well, I guess we'll say numerable. Return card.contents. Content type is equal to content type checkbox or progression or table. So if this end card.numerable. Alright, this is maybe going to work. Let's see. Yeah. But if we do this, yeah. So you can extend it. You can extend a stack with a card like previously, but you can't, like other card types aren't numerable and won't display a number. Okay, so we see a problem here. It's like only the card, like you can't move a card in to become the head of a stack. So how you would do that, how we would do that, let's see, stack equals, yeah. So card above is working. If there's no card above, then card below should basically adopt the bottom stack, but it should become the head when we reorder. That's why you add, you reorder when you add the stack. Okay, we're getting there. Stack.reorder. Cool. Card, all right, so card above. All right, so if there's no card above, then we're good. Otherwise, we say below. So we say if card above is equal to nil, then we do this. We can just kind of simplify that a little bit. Then we just do this, but with the cards below us, and we can rename this card next, or I guess neighbor. So we say if next is not equal to this calling card, then the neighbor is good. If the neighbor is nothing, then we basically try it again with the card below us. We say if neighbor is nothing, then we set that stack and we add. Okay, we're good. So then when we go to stack, we reorder and we basically just say stack.cards, or rather sort.slice, stack.cards, give me the default function, and we just basically return stack.cards i.rect.y is less than stack.cards j.rect.y. So basically this will make it so that you can put a new card at the top and it will become the head. It will become the head honcho. We can visualize this by basically just saying something like if card.stack.head is equal to card, then GUI texture.set color mod. We'll just go with yellow, and that should be it. So we should be able to see like, okay, which one's the head. So first, second, third, give me a note. Okay. So, boom. Why is it black? Oh, it's 255. Whoops. There we go. All right, but it seems like it's working. it's working. That's the most important thing. So we'll just say F for first, S for second, T for third. All right, so boom, there's the head, right? So then we have a note. We place a note here. There we go. Now, it's possible So this is working, but not quite right. When we set up the stack, we want to know if we're the head first, I guess. So if there's no neighbor above us, for next cards at -1, if there's no neighbor above us, then we know we're at the top of our own stack, and then we basically check the card below us. And if there is a card below us, then we add our card to the stack. We set our stack to be their stack. We add the card to the stack. Let's see. So it's the head. We move this here. Now I'm the head. When we call setup stack? After put? Okay. And that definitely should work. Is it not reordering it? Let's see. It might not be reordering it. When did we call remove? Do we not call remove? I guess actually we probably do need to call remove probably here. Because we're removing the card. Yeah, I guess we'll just do it like this. We'll just remove the card from the current stack wherever it is, and we'll add it to either its own stack if it's separating, or the neighbor stack if it's not. Okay, that might do it. Let's see. There we go. So it's the head. T's the head now. Now new checkbox is the head. Sec is the head of its own. So T is no longer part of the stack. So yes, okay, so what do we do in this situation? Where we have A, B, and C. We move B such that it is now above A. I guess we want A to move down. And this is where reordering comes in, because basically, like, you might want a situation where, let's say you have something like this, D, you move D into, let's say, B's place. You want B to move down and C to move down to accommodate. You move D to A's position, you move B up, as an example. C should move up to take B's place. So when we reorder, okay, that's pretty simple actually. So we just basically, after reordering the cards, we just take the head card and move all the cards down. So we basically say for card in range, stack.cards from 1 out, and we already know what the head is. Head is just the first card. So we just basically say for that card, we set the card position to be start. It's gonna be stack.head dot rect.y. Cards is greater than 0. And then we say start is that start plus card.rect.h, and then we say start plus equal card.rect.h, and that's kind of it. I think that might just very well be it. Let's see. Okay, so there's some fishy business here, but that is beautiful. That right there is absolutely fantastic. That's what we've been missing. It's not perfect. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but that's cool. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it is cool. What we probably want to do is not move it if the card is selected. So if you do something like this, you know, you have control over the position of both cards. You know, like if you move them, like you don't have to worry about like accidentally overwriting something. So really, we want to basically say for card, if card dot selected. If we're not selecting the card, then we won't mess with it. We'll only reposition the other cards. Does that make sense? I gotta think about it a little bit more. It's a little jank. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little jank. But the potential, though. The potential. Yeah, the potential is like phenomenal. It's gut busting. It's close. It's very close. It's already better in some respects. It's buggier, and it's definitely not better overall. But once I get it like tight, it's gonna be sick because you'll be able to easily drag cards into lists, drag them out of lists. You'll be able to easily reposition them and all that stuff. It's gonna be phenomenal. I guess we should only really card rec start plus equals card dot should be card stack for card in range stack dot cards card dot selected card dot rect plus y equals card. Yeah, I gotta think about it. Anyway, this is this is working really well. Yeah. This is working really well. It just needs a little bit more like tuning, but once it's there, it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be way better than the original version. It's gonna be miles better than the original version. Yeah. But once it's there, it'll be chef's kiss. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to like how like overwriting is. Yeah, it's almost there. Like I just have to like tweak it a little bit and make it like consistent, and then it's just gonna be like it's gonna be beautiful, dude. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been going on for quite a while. I've been working on MasterPlan, the next version, this version, for quite a while. I would like to open it up to alpha testing and letting people try it out and stuff. I'll do that probably through itch and Steam. That seems fine, I guess. I guess. Got to figure out how to do it because on itch, on Steam I can put it under a beta. On itch, it would just be another download. So it's possible for people to maybe just like accidentally install it. I don't want people to accidentally install it, so maybe I'll put it under a forum post on itch. I don't know. I got to figure out how to go about like letting people try it out. But it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. It's definitely feeling really good, looking really good. It's just a matter of basically implementing the features that people want, that people need it to have. And when it's there, once it's there, it's gonna be so sick, dude. It's gonna be just a sick, just comfortable project planning tool. Anyway, I've been SolarLune. If you want to support development, please feel free to buy MasterPlan, and that helps, or on Steam or itch, or if you already have, you can consider donating to my Patreon, or even just buying a copy of MasterPlan to give to someone else as a gift. I really do appreciate it, or leaving reviews on Steam and Itch. That helps out as well. So really do appreciate everyone's support. Thank you very much for following me as I develop MasterPlan and work on it for the past year and some change that it's been publicly available. It went by really fast, but I think it's getting only better with time. So thank you very much for watching. I've been SolarLune. It's been enjoyable. I'll catch you on the flip side, and next time, feel free to check out the links in my description of this video for where you can get MasterPlan and all that. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. See ya.